Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I'm playing with the new Blend by Cosmetics Primal palette. I am so excited that they released a new palette. She kills it every single time, and I had really high hopes and expectations for this one as well. This palette has already launched by the time this video goes up. They did send it to me, but this video is not sponsored in any way. However, I do have an affiliate code if you feel like shopping through the brand. You can use my code battybean to save 10%, and I appreciate it very much if you use it. In this video, I'm gonna be doing close-ups of the palette, swatches, and I will be creating 2 looks for you. I also do plan on doing another look on my Instagram/TikTok very soon, so just stay tuned for that for an additional look. I love Blend Bunny. They became one of my favorite brands very fast. The Surge was the first one to steal my heart, and I'm still so glad I purchased that for myself because it is currently my favorite palette in my collection aside from my collab, and I am just in love with the brand. She has one of my favorite matte formulas of all time, and I'm just so excited to see her continue to grow and release more products. It's a very exciting brand in my mind right now. But anyways, we're gonna hop to it. I will give my accessory details before each look, so if you're interested in any of that, just stay tuned for that as well. But let's hop in, look at the palette, do swatches, all that fun stuff. Oh, the packaging, it is beautiful. The Primal palette in all of its glory. We have 26 shades in this palette. We have 4 rows of 6 and then 2 large shadows on the bottom. We have variations of pastels, midtones, deeps, shimmers, and then the large black and white. I will say the large black and white isn't personally something I need, but she put that in this palette for those who were obsessed with the blends palette, and maybe you've made huge progress on your white and black in that palette, so she wanted to have big ones in here for those who really use them. I personally am not someone who needs a black and white in every palette, but I totally understand why she put it there. When she explained it, it makes complete sense. And the logic behind this palette I thought was really good. This was essentially her way of filling in the gaps of what wasn't in the original blends palette, which was her first palette, her rainbow palette. It is my favorite rainbow palette in my collection. It is just the perfect gradient. This fills in the gaps for that, gives you some undertones that maybe we didn't have. This has shimmers that also doesn't have. I actually think this was a really good idea. If you're sitting at home and you're like, well, I already have the blends palette, I don't necessarily need that one. I'm not here to force you to buy it. It's totally up to you if you feel like maybe you want this one instead of the blends, maybe you need both, maybe you don't need both, maybe one appeals to you more than the other. I, for one, am actually really happy this exists. I really like the different undertones that are in here, and she just does such a good job with her gradients. I love how she lays out her palettes with the pinks, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and then it's the different pastels, mids, deeps. It's just so aesthetically pleasing, and I'm really happy to let this join my Blend Bunny palette family. But now, with all that being said, we're gonna hop into my 2 looks that I created. I love both of them so much. I do not know which one is my favorite. Let's get into those, and I'll give you my thoughts on the palette at the end. All right, hello. Let's dive into look number 1, but before we do, let me give you my accessory details before I forget. These earrings are from Spooky Doodle Club on Etsy. You can't really see it today, but this choker is from a convention, but I don't know what the shop is because they didn't leave their business card. And this is the Jordan ponytail from insert name here. If my code is still active, you can use my code battybean. Alrighty, let's just hop right in. I think I want to prime with the Sigma eyeshadow base. I haven't used this in 2 weeks, so let's bust it out again. It's been a little while. How are you doing? What are you up to? What's the hot gossip? I'm just going to blend this out, and then we're gonna hop right to it. I think I want to do something kind of green, purple, blue today, maybe with a little bit of pink in the mix. I knew I didn't want to do rainbow looks per se with this palette. I just wanted to do things that were very colorful. And that's what I want to do. I think I want to play with a lot of the deep shades today as well. Here we go, primed and ready for action. Don't really know where I want to start though. That's the question. Let me go ahead and start with the shade Poisonous. I'm very attracted to that indigo shade. I like that it has that bluey purpleness to it. It's super pretty. Let's go in with the B4 brush from Blend Buddy. And I got black eyeshadow on my hand. No, I don't have a towel next to me. Well, that's just gonna be that way for a little while. That's okay. Trying to get in the habit of not wiping eyeshadow on my sweatpants while I'm doing my makeup. I do that too often, so we're just gonna live with it. So I'm just taking this through the center of the crease a little bit. I wanna leave this part blank because I want to play with that bright, bright green there. So for now, I'm just gonna kind of take this over in this direction. Really don't know where I'm going with this look. Like I know what colors I want to use and I know I want the green here, but beyond that, I'm not really sure what's going on just yet. I might just start with that. Just leave a little sliver of something in the crease just to get the ball rolling. All right, here we are. I have clean hands. I washed my hands. I couldn't take it. Oh man, I just don't know. There's just so many pretty options on this palette. Sometimes it overwhelms me on like what I want to use next because I simply want to use everything. Let me go ahead and use Instinct, this really deep purple in the outer corner, and start kind of connecting that, and then I'll start kind of blowing it out, I think. I'm gonna use this B3 brush from Blend Bunny. I'm just gonna start kind of stamping it right in the outer corner. Oh, it's so dark and so pretty. It's so gorgeous. I'm gonna tuck some on that outer part of my lower lash line as well. Because I think I do want a very blown out smoky sort of look. I think that's the vibe I'm going for today. Ooh, it's gorgeous. All right, here's where we're at so far, looking crazy. I'm gonna take just a little bit of Poisonous on that first brush I was using, just to kind of scoot right along the edge of where those two meet, just so that there's a nice flow between those two before I start going ham with buffing out the outer corner. Cute. I think before I do that, I think I do want to play with the green though. I'm dying to dive in. So I'm going to take Toxin right there. For that, I'm going to use this B5 brush from Blend Bunny. I love the Blend Bunny brushes, in case you haven't noticed. I'm just gonna start swirling and building this up in the inner corner of my eye. Ooh, that is cute. I'm just gonna keep swirling it and let it continue to build and brighten and look all kinds of amazing. If anything, I'm really trying to actually not touch the indigo-y shade just yet because I don't want anything to like muddy out. I want this to stay bright and powerful on its own, and then once I have this the level I want it, then I'll start kind of making a merge between the two. I feel like this already looks like a weird insect or something, and I like it. Now I'm going to take the brush that I used with Poisonous, no additional product, I'm just using the leftover that's on the brush. Very lightly, I'm just going to start just lightly scooting it in just a teeny bit more. And really I am going to be doing like half cut creasy stuff today, so this bottom portion I'm not too concerned with. It's just the top I want to make sure has some blend, but at the same time I'm okay if there's some like definitive contrast right there because I think it looks really cool. This is going to be one of those looks that is going to look kind of scary until it comes together in the end, so just stay with me. That looks very unfinished, but I promise you it's going to come together later. All right, so here's where I'm at so far. Again, it's gonna look a little scary until it's not. I have a vision. I just don't want to bring this in so much that it overpowers this bright lightness that I have, because these are such rich, dark shades, and they're a little far apart on the color wheel, so they're not gonna like make that perfect like seam, because there's that blue needed in between, and I don't want to muddy it out and like take away the brightness. So let's just move right along. I want to blend out the outer area with Warning. I think this bright pink will be so cool with this. I think I'm gonna use this brush from Ace Beauté actually, the P2 right there. I'm gonna start with the lower lash line. I have just a little bit of product and I'm holding the very end of my brush so that my pressure is very light. Oh, I already love it. I already love that. What a fun combination of colors. This is so cool already. I always just get so inspired playing with her palettes. I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna start slowly carrying it into this area. I have this little Sigma brush cleaning pad next to me so I can kick my brush clean every so often, because these are some very dark shades that I'm blending out, so it's going to spread and kind of tint my brush, so I need to just make sure I keep dusting it off as I'm blending. I'm gonna need to dip back in with my dark shades to help as well. I'm just trying to get a basis with this pink, like a little bit of a halo of it. So kind of like that. Obviously I still need to like actually blend the two together, but I like this silhouette of a shape. So now we're just gonna work on blending it some more. I'm gonna take my brush that I used with Instinct, no additional product, and I'm just going to just kind of lightly smudge and stretch it out just a wee bit, just being very tedious. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of Poisonous on that first brush that I've been using with Poisonous, just to lightly smudge as well and stretch it into this mix. Part of me wants to use glitter with this look too, like a glittery outer corner. I'm getting like butterfly vibes with these colors and this placement, so I feel like some sparkles in the mix might be really fun. But I haven't decided yet. We'll see when it all comes together. So now I want to blend this out even more, so I'm going to take Nectar right there. And this is just a big fluffy Sigma brush. This is the E38. And I'm just going to take this right along the very edge just to continue blending and buffing. Her light shades make this so easy when it comes down to like doing that outer edge blending. It softens everything up like instantly. So basically at this point, I'm just kind of gonna be going back and forth between like everything I've just been doing and just continue working on that until I'm pretty satisfied. I'm already pretty much there, but I'm gonna start working on this side and just kind of go back and forth until I'm at a good place. I love this. I feel like the cutest little butterfly. Before I start my cut creasy stuff, I just wanna build up this green a little bit more because like this is my chance to do it before I have stuff all over my lid and inner corner. So just wanna spice this up just a smidge, you know? Just like that. Oh, I haven't even thought about what I want to use for the lid. My goodness. Well, I know I want the outer part to be morph because it's gorgeous. I don't know. Maybe Feral could be cool. Feral might be cool, like kind of doing that pink. Maybe I'll do, ooh, I think I know what I'll do. I'm gonna do Regal because I think that'll be nice and like a nice light split, and then into Feral and then into morph. That's my final answer. I'm of course gonna take my NYX Glitter Primer. I use this with every shimmer ever. I'm just taking a random flat brush. And I'm just gonna slap some of this glitter glue on the lid. And then I'm just going to carve out roughly where I'm going to be placing my shadows. I love using this product. It helps my shimmers pop and stick really nicely. And it helps for stuff like this to be really precise. I'm getting so excited for this look. I think it's gonna be gorgeous when it's all done. All right, so dipping that same sticky brush into Regal, that yellow. Just gonna pop this right up against the seam. I don't want this particular color to take over the lid. I just wanted this to be like a fun little pop right in the inner part, just to kind of be that break right next to the green. See how that looks so much cleaner now that like, I'm not worried about the blend underneath. I was just worried about how it would look next to each other up here. Now we just have this really cool pop of green and then it flows into all of my cool depth. And that's pretty much all I want for this like yellowy color. I really didn't want this one to be too prominent. I just wanted it to kind of be a little sliver right there in the front. All right, so now dipping right into Feral, I'm just gonna use the clean side of that same brush just so I can easily kind of flip back and forth so I can make sure I blend. And I'm pretty much gonna start like right here where that gold is ending so I can leave this little pocket available for the blue in a minute. I'm just going to be slathering this on the rest of the lid and letting it blend into the yellow. I don't always have time to go like this intricate with like my looks every single day, obviously. But I love when I get the chance to because it's just so fun and therapeutic. I especially love the looks that look kind of scary in the beginning and then they really come together as you keep working at it. It's very satisfying. So I'm kind of just like going back and forth between both sides of that brush just to soften that line where the gold and the pink meet. I'm gonna finesse that more once I get done with like the blue as well. Kind of need to see the whole picture before I can like keep tweaking it. All right, just taking this random old smudgy brush. This is from Vintage Cosmetic Company from a million years ago in a boxy charm. And I'm just gonna use that to place my blue. Oh, this color is so rich. Oh my gosh. When she was teasing the palette and the shades and stuff and she swatched this shade in particular, I lost my marbles. It's just so rich and pretty. Oh my gosh, look at that. So now I'm just gonna take a little bit of Feral, that pink, and just kind of drag along that edge, grab a little more morph, and I'm kind of just gonna go back and forth, kind of doing that little business. Gonna take my brush that I used with the shades out here and like the crease, just to very lightly dust so that it all flows together. And yeah, at this point, I'm pretty much just gonna be tippying back and forth between the different shades I was using and building them up until I'm pretty satisfied. So I'm gonna work on that for a minute. All right, and for the inner corner, you know, maybe let's just use Regal, like keep with that yellow gold. I think that would be cute. Just kind of ties everything together. I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's fun. It's a lot. It's like a lot of colors smushed together, but you know, that's what happens when I'm excited to use every shade in a palette. I think this is fun though. It's like weird grungy rainbow butterfly or something. I am a fan of it. I approve of it. And now at this point, I'm just gonna finish it up. I'm going to throw on my lashes, an eye pencil, something on my lips, and I will be back when I'm complete. All right, this is how the final look ended up. I love this. I think it is so pretty and fun. It's bright and bold, and I just absolutely love it. I don't even know what I'm doing for look number 2 as of this moment. I guess I'll figure that out by tomorrow morning. But I can't see how I will beat this one because I'm obsessed. The lashes I used are the style Saint from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. My eye pencil is this one from the Urban Decay Eternals collection, Cosmic Eternal. And then on my lips, I just wanted to be simple, you know? I feel like I was gonna go for a bright pink, but I'm gonna be eating soon. So I just felt like throwing on a gloss, you know, it is what it is. I went with the Rare Beauty Talented Pencil, and then this one I just got like as a free sample in an Ulta order I made. It's from NYX. It's the This Is Juice Gloss in the shade, I think Strawberry Flex. Yeah, it's just like a very sheer with a teeny pink tint. But I like it, I love this look. Let's move on to look number 2. All right, hello, look number 2. I think I want to do something playing with like the reds, the orange, the yellow, maybe a pop of purple in the mix. I'm a little unsure about that. Yeah, that's what my plan is. This is the same Jordan ponytail from yesterday. These earrings are from the brand 5 Lemons. And this choker I think is from Shop Sun & Co, but it could be Raven Beads. I always forget because I've had it for a million years. So yeah, we're gonna hop to it. I'm gonna prime with the Sigma eyeshadow base again. Just gonna slather this on and blend it out. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start with Lethal. This really pretty dark, like plummy color. It's really, really cute. I'm gonna take this brush from Game Beauty. It's an E02. And I wanna just pack this all over the lid. And I'm gonna use other shades to help blend it out. I want it specifically focused like out here as I'm blending. I want a very elongated eye shape, especially because if I do the pop of purple, I think I want it in the front, kind of like how I did the green yesterday. But obviously a little bit different because I'm not doing a shimmery cut creasy action today. I wanted to do something a little more matte. Don't do that super often. I just love me some shimmer, but I will say I do have a glitter next to me that I might tap over everything once it's all done because I do feel like I might want to play with a little bit of sparkle. I'm gonna tuck some of this on the lower lash as well. Doesn't have to be perfect just yet. I'm just kind of getting the basis laid down. Okay, so this is where I'm at for now. I want to take the shade Huntress, that red. I'm gonna take that on this B4 brush from Blend Bunny. And I'm going to just start very lightly working this along the edges of that first shade. I'm not gonna take this out too far because I am gonna use a few more shades to help blend out. I'm just using very light pressure, very soft little motions, just kind of getting that color placed along the edge. But of course, as I'm getting to this outer area, I'm okay if it starts to stretch out a little bit because that's kind of the shape that I want with this eye look. Kind of like that, just enough to soften it a little bit, start adding some more dimension in there. Although I do want to put a little extra effort into blending right here because I don't think I want the yellow in the front if I'm going to be using the purple, so I'm just going to put a little extra effort here. I'm also going to take just a little bit more of Lethal and repack it on the lid in certain areas just to keep everything nice and flowing. All right, so at this point now, I'm gonna start going in with my orange, Untamed. I'm gonna use a Blend Bunny B5 brush for that. And this is where I'm gonna really start more focusing in the outer part of my eye rather than the inner part, just continuing to build up that gradient. I'm just taking little bits of shadow at a time and just kind of going to town along the edges. Little bits. A little bit goes a long way. And then as I have like leftover on this brush, I'll kind of bring it forward, but I didn't want that orange to like overpower all of that. I'm liking this gradient so far though. I think that's really cool. All right, and next I'm going to take Ray, that yellow. And again, we're just doing the same thing. This is a Colourpop brush. It's a little bit bigger. It's a E22. Actually, have a decent amount of product on that brush. I want to knock it off a little bit. And I'm just gonna start bringing this along the edge. I don't think the yellow is gonna be like the shining factor of this look. I just wanted it to be an additional thing to help soften and add to this gradient in the outer corner specifically, not really taking this yellow on the inner part at all. I just want it focused out here, just to add a little touch of something. You know, I think I might put shimmer on the lid. No, I think I'll leave it and I'll just do glitter like I was talking about. I think that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll put a shimmer on the lower lash line. But if you wanted to, that pink shimmer would be really pretty all over the lid with this look. I just don't really want to do that twice. I already used the pink in this video. Fairly pleased with this. I think it's turning out quite lovely. It's gonna kind of re-intensify with my darker shades where I see fit. So I'm actually just wiping off that Blend Benny B5 brush that I used with the yellow, because now I want to take Mimic right there, and I want to just do a little pop of that in the front. I think that'll be cute. That's why I didn't really want to put the yellow up here, because I didn't want it to interfere. Oh, that's adorable. I'm even going to carry that into the inner corner just a little bit. I think that's precious. That took it to a whole other level. Just that one little color addition. Wow. I am quite pleased with that. I think I'll kind of just leave my inner corner looking like this, because I'll just add some glitter to the inner corner as well. Just go for an all matte with sparkle. That doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to me. Like, I'm not using shimmer. I'll just be adding a little bit of glitter. Oh, I like that a lot. I feel like that purple made a big difference. I can't believe how big of a difference that purple made, honestly. I think that's really cool. Such a vastly different look from look number one, right? I'm gonna take Potent now, that shimmer reddish color, like a orangey red kind of. I'm just taking that on a little Unearthly Cosmetics pencil brush. I'm just gonna scoot some of it down here, because why not? I just wanted to play with a little bit of shimmer. As I was just talking about an all matte look. I meant an all matte lid, okay? Thank you. And then for the glitter, I want to use this Cabana one from Colourpop. I'm still so happy that when they did the Of Quartz collection, they did pressed glitters separately and not in the palettes. So I'm not anti-pressed glitter, I just don't always want it in my palette, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna use that first brush that I used, but I'm gonna flip it over to the clean side. Just gonna grab some of this glitter. I'm not using like glitter primer or anything, because I just want a little twinkle of this kind of scattered about, you know? That's cute. I'm actually just gonna use my finger, because why not? I'm okay if this is just kind of all over the place. I just wanted it to kind of look like a glitter explosion. I feel like it makes it look kind of celestial when you do it like this. And then put some in the inner corner as well. I like that. I think it's fun. It just added a little something, because it doesn't take away from the look as a whole. Just adds a little something extra, you know? And obviously if you don't want the glitter and you're recreating this, just don't do the glitter. And now at this point, I'm just gonna continue loading up glitter on my eyes until I'm satisfied. And then I'm gonna throw on my lashes, an eye pencil, and a lipstick. And I'll be back when I'm complete. All right, here's how the look turned out. I really, really like this. Vastly different from look number one. And I don't know which one I like better. They're just so different for different reasons. This one's very fun. I like how it's colorful and whimsical with the glitter. I enjoy it. For my eye pencils, I actually layered Prance and Amethyst Hour from Colourpop, so I was trying to replicate that inner corner shade as much as possible. My lashes are the same Saint Lashes from Blend Benny, and then on my lips, I went with the Rare Beauty, what are you called? Fun Lip Pencil and Lipstick. So yeah, this is the look. I hope you like it. Let's zoom out and I'll give you my thoughts so far. Thank you so much for watching my 2 looks video with the Blend Benny Primal palette. I would love to know which look is your favorite, since I truly can't pick. They're just so vastly different, and I love them both so much. I'm gonna be very content wearing this all day at work. I love it. I'm gonna be staring at these sparkles a lot. So far, I'm very, very happy with this palette. It did not disappoint. I got exactly what I was expecting from this palette from her. The mattes blend seamlessly. They are so rich and pigmented. The pastels help mute and diffuse things so easily. The shimmers are nice, but the mattes are definitely where the brand shines. Although I do wanna see her play more with shimmers, because she does have a nice formula, and I can definitely see fun potential there for her to include in future palettes. Like, I love what she did with the Dollhouse palette. Those shimmers are so beautiful in there, and they complement it so nicely. It's such a unique take on a palette. But regardless, we're talking about this one. Obviously, I haven't used every single shade yet, but I used quite a bit of the deeps, the mids, and the pastels. I used a few of the shimmers. Everything performed beautifully. I'm very pleased with this one. So far, I don't have anything negative to say. Blend Bunny is just gonna continue to be one of my favorite brands for who knows how long. I'm excited to play with this one some more, and I'm really excited to just hear your thoughts. Do you plan on picking this guy up? Do you wanna pick it up? Have you tried anything from Blend Bunny before? And if so, what have you tried? As much as I love her current palettes, I would love to see her try her hand at smaller color stories. I think she would do such a good job with it. I'm here for that idea. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave me some butterfly emojis? I think there's only one butterfly, but leave me the butterfly emoji. I feel like that fits the palette. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the battybean fam. I am battybean on everything, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you want, you can subscribe. If you want to see more of my videos, I'm posting most days over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye. And actually, before we continue, I think I will go wash my hands actually, because I need to get up and turn on the air conditioning anyways, because I'm absolutely dying right now. Hi. All right, back in action.